Hey, hey, hey. How's it going? What's going on? What's going on? Oh, y'all got some pretty singing. What's going on over here? Let's see. What's going on? We gotta check the temperature again. What's going on? What's going on? Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. Okay, okay. Marvin would be proud of us. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. I see some people are still fellowshipping, and to those on Zoom, sorry, a little bit behind. You know, I get to talking, and then everybody else gets to talking, and so sorry about that timing. So we're gonna go ahead and jump right into it. I see that everyone has had a chance to take the poll over there, and it's looking like Drake will be. And for those on Zoom, let me read you the question. We have a poll going on in the building, which is, who will Rihanna bring out for the Super Bowl show? A. A$AP Rocky. B. SZA. C. Drake. D. She don't need nobody. Or E. Other. And we have 2 votes for other, which is 1 for Beyonce and 1 for Kendrick. Zoom, please be sure to drop your thoughts in the chat, and we're going to be sure to count your votes. As of now, Drake will be Rihanna's special guest. So be sure to be watching the Super Bowl because the Chiefs will win. Go Chiefs! And Rihanna's bringing Drake out as her special guest. So the network has called it. So come back next month and we'll talk about what really happened. But good morning, members, and welcome to the first meeting of 2023. We have to run that back. Good morning, members, and welcome to the first meeting of 2023. Happy Black History Month. As we celebrate this month, I wanted to share one of my favorite Black history figures with you, Alvin Ailey. Alvin Ailey was born in 1931 in Rogers, Texas, and went on to study dance and dance himself. Eventually, Mr. Ailey went on to create the Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater, which is still housed in New York City today. Alvin dedicated himself to changing the world of dance and creating space in communities around the world. He once said, "Dance is for everybody." I believe that the dance came from the people and that it should always be delivered back to the people, much like what we do. This month, we celebrate pioneers like Mr. Ailey and so many others in our community and those still making history today. The last time we saw each other, it was a celebration of our service stars. And I wanted to take a moment and thank each and every one of you for participating. And we hope you truly, truly know how much we appreciate you. Before we get started with the meeting, the new team members at the network and learning more about 2023, I wanted to share with you an update on our newest members who have joined since we last met. We welcome Book Book Go. Let's give them a round of applause. I think he's over there. Be sure to wave. The Noble Neighbor. We have Andrea here today. The Foster Care and Adoptive Coalition. The Regional Business Council. Members, please be sure to say hello to our new family members and welcome them to the network. Today, we will be spending time learning more about what is to come this year. First, from Winston Calvert, our president and CEO, and then later, we will meet the service, data, and engagement teams and have time to talk and discuss with each team. Now, you all know that this is an interactive space. It's all about collaboration and discussion. So feel free to communicate with us throughout this meeting. You can ask questions, give your thoughts, laugh, or just be. And for the folks on Zoom, you can always join in our conversation. Just hop in the chat and someone in this room will be sure to let us know what you're saying. As always, we hope that you leave here today with resources that support you and your organizational work in the 24/1. I know I speak for everyone at the network when I say we are looking forward to partnering with each of you this year. So to get us started, I would like to welcome Winston Calvert.
Well, two things. Good morning, everybody. Two things about Ailey, real quick. When I walked in this morning, I asked her who Rye Hanna is, and and only Ailey would actually believe me that I was. Uh, she also she also did believe that I was invited to the Queen's funeral, and was going to be out of town for a week for that, and some other things. So she's on her. How many strikes is it now? She's on her third strike. We'll give you a pass on this morning. The other thing about Ailey is who were you named after?
Alvin Ailey.
Yeah. So who was dear friends with her mother, believe it or not. So that's like the what is the Kevin Bacon thing? The 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon. The 7 degrees of Alvin Ailey is pretty close for Ailey. So as you know, as you all know, so many of you have been working in this area for a lot longer than I have, or that Andrea has, than Ailey has, and so many of us around the network staff are new. The mission, we have a new mission statement that we rolled out in 2022 that's really shaped around service, and we've been really trying to reflect on and listen to you all, and figure out how we can best serve this 24/1 community and best serve you all who are doing so much work in this community. The two ways that the network has served in the past are investing financial resources through funding different services of some of the organizations that you all represent. We'll continue. We're going to continue funding services that build equity in our priority areas in the 24/1 area, and the other main component of what the network has done in the past is to foster collaboration at meetings like this, where service providers and those who lead service providers can gather and build relationships and spot new opportunities for collaboration. And that really takes us to the next stage in our evolution of how we're hoping to serve you all and to serve this community. And so that's what we're going to talk about today, is what we're moving toward in 2023. We'll continue service meetings where service providers and those elite service providers can gather and collaborate. And Ailey will continue being Ailey and serving in that way, and facilitating that group. But we're also going to be adding in at least two other groups this year. One is focused on data and analytics. I like to say I'm not the mathematician in the family, which is only funny if you realize my brother's a mathematician. But I can barely add up 2 and 2 and make 4. I mean, but Courtney Corman, who many of you know, is a whiz at things I don't understand, and so she's going to be facilitating that group, working hopefully with a lot of you and a lot of your colleagues at your organizations who work a lot with data collecting and analyzing data. And then Neosha Franklin, who's also going to speak in a minute, also knows a lot of stuff that I don't understand, and which is, it's good to find the people that, once you figure out all your weaknesses, find the people and surround yourself with the people who fill those out. So Neosha does that in many ways at our organization, in the area of community engagement, marketing, communications, and the like. And so she's going to start facilitating some meetings for you all and your colleagues around those disciplines and those issues. And so I will turn it over, I guess, is it back over to Ailey, to Alvin? Okay.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Now it's time for us to have some fun. Thank you, Winston. I forgot the lights and I forgot the music. So, last time we had some Guns N' Roses to bring Winston up. So you guys can submit songs next time for Winston's walk-up music. So I wanted to kick off our section because we're going to start off by introducing the service team because we have 2 new members. And then we'll go and talk a little bit to you guys about what service means to you. From there, we'll hear from you. And then we will talk a little bit about what the year will look like in the service teams department. And then we'll go to the next section. And so first, I have to introduce myself. So for those that don't know me, my name is Ailey Pope. I'm originally from Kansas City. Let's go Chiefs. If you can't tell, I worked for Senator Roy Blunt for about 7.5 years. I worked in Washington, D.C. on Capitol Hill for 2 of those years before coming back to the state and working statewide in community. My role at the network primarily, I like to joke, is I bring my tools to work. I'm a bridge builder, to be a collaborator, and to work to further the mission of each of your organizations in the 24/1. Fun fact about me is that I have traveled to over 20 countries. I speak fluent French. Bonjour, ça va bien tout le monde? And I have studied in Dubai. So that's some cool things about me that folks probably don't know. So I'm Ailey Pope. The next person on our team is Gabby Ochawa. She will be the service coordinator for us. And I know some of you have gotten correspondence from her. Gabby is a veteran. She served in the United States Navy. She's also a former congressional staffer from San Diego. Gabby lives in Webster Groves with her husband, Matt, and their dog, Cosmos, who was rescued from the Stray Rescue STL. So Gabby loves animals. So that's her fun fact also. So if you want to talk to Gabby about advocacy around that, she's always down. Her role at the network is to organize community outreach and facilitate partner meetings. A fun fact about Gabby is that she lived in Spain for 3.5 years. So Gabby's also fun to talk about if you're going to Spain. So she's like a one-stop shop for all things. Also, we are welcoming this week, I think we should give her a round of applause. This is her first week, y'all. And she's here with us. We're welcoming Alice Davis Wiley. She will be our service impact manager. Alice joined the network on February 6th, which was Monday, and is excited to utilize her previous experience working with St. Louis-based nonprofits. Her role at the network will be supporting funded network members with administrative and funding process management. And she likes to sing in the choir at her church with her husband, Melvin. So she has a voice. So if you need her to sing for you, she can also do that. So we got a new team, and this team is really excited to engage with each of you. We wanted to take time today to introduce them to you, to put photos up. They're in the building. So if you guys could stand up, Gabby, if you could stand up, and Alice, if you could stand up. Be sure to stop by, say hey, exchange emails, because we really want to work closely with you guys. So before we kind of get into the question, I kind of wanted to put something on our minds. Is service an action? Is it a verb? Is it the little bits of good done that overwhelm the world? Is it a selfless action of continuous giving? Today, we wanted to spend time hearing about what you think this word means. Perhaps it means one of those things or all of those things. As we work together in 2023, it is important to us on the service team and at the network to know how you describe this word. We have about 3 to 4 minutes. What do you, team? Is that sound about right? We have about 3 to 4 minutes to take time discussing this question. If you could turn your chairs around and or at your table, just kind of get in a group and discuss this question. Once our groups are up and our time is up, I would like to hear from a few folks to see what came up for you guys. You should have written this on your paper also, which is in front of you, so that you can write it down if you don't necessarily want to say it out loud. We'll collect these at the end of the meeting. So I want to hear from you guys. I want y'all to talk to each other. What does the word service mean to you? Is it an action? Is it a verb? Or is it something eloquently put in a poem? What is service? So I think time will start now. This side is like, no, meow. They over there life planning. Hey, y'all, it's time to get back to it. I definitely want to hear from this group right here. Okay. All right. So we've wrapped up this section of the service piece, and now it's time to hear from you. I heard a lot of great conversations. I heard voices, just folks laughing. So if anybody would be willing to share with us what came out of your group, we would really love to hear it. So let me get a mic. And I know that first is always tough. So who can break the ice for me and share what went on in that group? Oh, thank you, Courtney.
He's at first.
Oh, go on.
Okay. Oh, we got you.
Good morning, everybody. Courtney from Prevent here. So for us, service is all-encompassing. It can mean to support and help those who need it. It is an action, and I can't see anymore, so I put my glasses on.
We got you.
Looking through the lens looking through the overall lens, and it can be an item. The desires necessary in order to be successful with service.
I like that.
Applause.
Who else do we have that can share with us? This group over here was really intensely talking. I would love to hear if somebody could drop us just a little bit of what you guys were talking about.
I don't really need this mic because I have a loud voice.
I do too.
I said, well, our group agreed to most of this, that it is a verb, it's an action verb, and it's the giving of time, talents, and resources to others, organizations, causes. But we also talked a lot about it's self-fulfilling action too, because those who participate in service are doing it, they're getting something back from that. And so that was a lot of our conversation over here, is that it works both ways, but it's still an action because it's filling something in a need in yourself or part of yourself.
I really like that. It's that action of giving and receiving, right? Of giving of self and also receiving for doing that. That's awesome. That's selfless work. Anyone else want to share? I got time for one more person. Miss Marcia. Shout out to the Fells in the building.
Good morning. We had a good group, so we agreed that it was all the things that you discussed. It is giving and supporting without expecting something in return. And we said it's doing unto others as you would have them doing unto you, only do it first.
Ooh.
And that it could be genetically predisposed, that depending on how you came up or your surroundings, it may be something that is innate in you because of those things.
Ooh. Oh, wow. Okay. If I had more time, I would really like to go into that, because each of yours was really amazing. And if you've written them down, please keep them. We'll want to collect those because we want to put this into practice. Here at the network, we're all about that practice what you preach. We're talking about it, but let's put it into full swing. So be sure to leave your thoughts down, and thank you for sharing that concept of giving and receiving, and also sharing to do unto others as you'd have done to you, but you do it first. I think that's definitely a word that we can all take away. So I've got to move on. We got to go to the next sections because my colleagues have some great things in store for you also. But before we move on, this year we will have 4 service meetings, so much like this one. Like Winston explained in his speech, we're going to be heading to a model where we serve you and looking to be service-based. So we will meet these 4 dates throughout the year. I don't know if you all can see them all the way over there. And if not, I'll be sure to we'll send the communication, but I'll read them to you. The next meeting we have for service members will be April 13th. And that's this group that will meet. And then the next one after that will be July 13th. And then our final meeting will be October 12th. There will also be trainings offered throughout the year also, so they'll kind of sprinkle in between those. We'll have more information on those as we continue to move forward. I heard you on the trauma training, got a lot of great feedback, so we'll be moving on to do some more trainings throughout the year. Yep. Did I have any questions? Any questions on trainings and meetings? Okay. Well, we are truly excited about sharing this opportunity with you guys and engaging with you all in 2023. So yeah, looking forward to it. The next person you will hear from is our Director of Data and Analytics, Courtney Corman.
Thank you. Good morning. I do feel like I drew the short straw a little bit, having to follow Ailey. Ailey is always a hard act to follow, but I will do my best to keep the energy up and keep the excitement up. And I do get excited about data. Maybe not everyone else does, but I do really love it. So let me introduce myself. I am currently the only member of our data and analytics team, but I think we will be growing in the future. But my name is Courtney Corman. I've been here at the network since the end of May last year, so not even a full year yet, but I've loved the time I've been here so far, getting to know all of you all and the amazing work that's being done here in the 24/1 community. A little bit about my background is I spent my first 10 years of my career actually in biomedical research. I worked in the lab, and that just didn't quite fit me. Being in the lab is kind of quiet and repetitive, and it can take literal years to get results from experiments. And I kind of found that what I liked a lot more was analyzing that data, not getting the data. And so I went back to school and retrained in GIS, which is Geographic Information Systems, because I've always loved maps. And I was that kid who was like sitting in the car on road trips looking at the atlas. And so when I found GIS, I just felt like I finally found that thing that I loved. And what I really love is applying that spatial aspect to different problems. We know there's spatial aspect to racial and social inequities. And so I love that we can take that data and use it to apply it to problems in our communities. So I worked at St. Louis County in their GIS department, and then eventually as the county data officer. And so in that role, I worked in trying to increase the data transparency in our local government, increase data sharing between different departments, which, as you can imagine, was challenging at times with many different departments who are very entrenched in how they do things. But it was a fun challenge where I learned a lot of different things. And so now I'm here excited to use data at the network. And so, we use our analytics to help us reveal areas of need, and then also so that we can adapt our strategy and kind of look at the right way to serve the community and to serve you all who are out there serving the community. We use data to measure our impact and success. And then ultimately, I think the really important thing with data is using it to tell those stories. You guys are doing great work. And narratively, I know I could go to each and every one of you and you could tell me a story that would just blow my mind with the work you're doing. And that's awesome. We also know there's people out there in this world that their brains work with numbers and they want to see some of those things. So that's where I really hope that the network can help support you all in telling those stories with data about what you guys are out there doing. So a little fun fact about me is that I sing in a barbershop quartet, a women's barbershop quartet. I didn't know Alice sang, so I think, maybe we're going to have to just get a network chorus going soon. But so that's a fun fact about me. So today we have a data question. I'm really excited to get y'all's thoughts on this because we know we want to offer some trainings and resources to you all this year. What we don't know is what do you guys need? What is your biggest data challenge and how can we serve you? I know, last year, Ailey and her team, they organized that trauma training because Ailey's out there, she's making these connections with you guys and she heard this is something that you all need. And I know maybe not everyone here is that you guys necessarily are the data people from your organizations, but you know the data people at your orgs, right? So what do you hear from them? What do you need? And of course, you can talk to them and send us thoughts back. But if you guys can take a couple minutes, just like we did with Ailey's question, talk about what are the biggest data challenges that you have at your organization and dream big of how we can serve you. I mean, ask for everything, and we're gonna do the best we can to help make that happen. So I'm gonna give you guys a couple of minutes, and then just like before, we'd love to hear a couple of answers, and so go for it. I haven't learned the toddler methods yet to bring the attention back. Yep. What? Oh, if you can hear me, clap once. Oh, hey, that actually. Wow. You can hear me clap twice. Oh, okay. This side though needs some work. Yeah. This side, if y'all can hear me, clap once. Oh yeah. Okay. This side's really great. Yeah. I love it. I'm getting my teacher moment here. So I have a toddler, so I'm just learning all these little tricks. But so it sounded like there was so much good discussion, which is amazing. Who do we have a brave soul who would love to be first and maybe tell us about some of the data challenges you guys face? Anybody? All right.
Hi, my name is Hannah Kramer with the St. Louis Area Diaper Bank, and one of our challenges is because of how we operate, we work through partner organizations that get diapers and period supplies to families. Is how do you evaluate that? How do you evaluate and capture impact, outcomes? So that's kind of one of our ongoing challenges. We also don't have a dedicated data person on our small team, so we kind of share that load, but that's a challenge. So sort of staffing, and then how to really capture that story and tell that story. So evaluation help would be wonderful.
Awesome. Thank you, Hannah. All right. Who else? I know there was some good discussion going on over here, so.
We talked about how a lot of us partner with other organizations or we work for two organizations, and making sure that we're capturing data for both, and then it's applicable for both, and then how do we make it accessible? And then from the other end, in my role, I have access to a whole lot of data, and we do a lot of data analysis, but then really analyzing, like, what are we doing with the data we already have? And then do you need to be asking all these questions? Like, what do you really want to know, and how do you create a system to get what you need? And I think a lot of times with data, we've been so focused on quantitative data that we really have devalued qualitative data. And so even in thinking about period supplies, right? Yes, I got 5 pads, but what's more important is that I didn't ruin my entire outfit for the day, and I have access to that. And that has less to do with how many things that I receive, but more of an impact on the quality of life that I have. And so really just analyzing, like, what are we asking? Why are we asking this question? And are we like data hogging for no reason?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Love that. Agreed. Awesome. Let me see. Okay, I think, I could sit here the rest of the day with you guys and talk about this stuff. I appreciate your feedback so much. We are going to collect what you guys wrote down, which, like I said, is going to help guide this year as we decide what sort of trainings and other resources to offer to you all and to the people who do data on your teams. So please, leave those here, write down as much as you can. If you have people on your teams who are data people that aren't here today, feel free to pass along my information, have them get in touch with me. I want you guys to dream really big with how the network can serve you, because then we really want to make that happen. I know you guys are doing such awesome work, and we want to be able to serve y'all in the best way possible. So thank you so much for your discussion, your input today. I truly appreciate it. And with that, I want to pass it on to Neosha Franklin from our team next to talk to you all.
Well, good morning, everyone. So excited to be here. This is my first network meeting. Yes, I'm excited. I started here in November, actually November 14th. Some of you may know me or be familiar with me in general, because I used to work at St. Louis Community Foundation and ran Give STL Day. I'm still involved, just kind of helping with some of the planning over there. So shameless plug, May 10th, if you're not registered, you should do that. It's the 10th anniversary. So I've been in communications, marketing, branding, things of that sort for over 10 years. I used to work in public education. And then after that, I kind of went from a couple foundations and nonprofits doing communications, branding type of work. My role really at the network is really to help engage the network in terms of you all as member organizations, but also to foster relationship and engagement within the 24/1 footprint. It's so important, the work that you all are doing. Before I took this role, I had no idea that there was a network of service providers that got together to really think about impact as a whole and as a community to support this footprint. So I'm really, really excited about that. And a lot of the work that I'm really going to be focused on too is not only providing trainings and resources and to be a resource to you all, but also to think about how you all are telling your stories. As Courtney mentioned, telling stories with data. I am really into data, that's all great, but I love to tell the qualitative stories. And talking about what good things are coming out of the work that you're doing, the why behind the work that you do every day, why you come to work, what types of clients and support services you offer your clients in the 24/1. So I'm excited about that. Fun fact about me, I'm an avid Mickey Mouse lover. This is not tied to Minnie Mouse in any way, so just want to make that clear. And we've had this discussion at a staff meeting. Well, we can talk about that later. I'm also a newly Disney pin trader, so if you like to trade pins or you want to talk about that, we can do that. We can go down for days about that, but we'll hold that off. All right. I also have a teammate, which is Alex. He's over here. Alex, raise your hand. Alex is awesome. Thank you. Round of applause for Alex. Alex is not a St. Louisan, so we can ask him what high school he went to, which we shouldn't anyway, but he works for a reporter in Indiana, and he lived in Alaska for some years doing reporting. He also worked in marketing communications in Virginia. And what he's going to do is help support the engagement team as well. So I'm excited to have him on staff and excited to have him help us tell the stories with his journalistic ability. So I'm excited about that. And his fun fact is that he once swam in the Arctic Ocean. And so that means he jumped in and jumped out. So yes, he said 5 seconds, in and out. So we're really excited about being able to support you this year. So our question is, what is the biggest marketing and communications challenge you face, and how can we serve you? And so I want you to think bigger than just maybe a social media strategy. I want you to think more about what types of resources would be helpful for you around media relations, community engagement, talking to your team internally, internal communications, external communications, any type of engagement that you would like to see. We'll be able to help support you through this year. So we'll give you a couple minutes to kind of get this conversation going, and then we'll report back out. So thank you. All righty, let's bring it back together as a team. If you can hear me, clap once. If you can hear me, clap 2 times. This side is rowdy. You know what? We need to go over there and see what they're talking about. All right, we're going to get together and report back out. Ailey's being the audience hogger here. All righty, so does anyone want to report out on the types of communications challenges that you may have currently and how we can better serve you? Anyone at all? I know we got some communications challenges. Come on. Who we got? Anybody? I'm going to pick on somebody if somebody don't raise a hand. I'm going to pick on somebody over here. You in the tan sweatshirt. Yep, the one that's turning around. She gave me that guilty look. Picking on somebody.
Really, Ailey? So we were talking, so we're from United for Children. We were talking about, because we have one person internally who's our marketing communications
Which is
specialist.
typical. Yep.
Which is typical.
Mm-hmm.
And we were sitting here talking about, like, what does she really do? How does she communicate? What does that look like? And so Kate said, when you go to your website looks great. And it was interesting because it looks inviting, but Brittany was saying, well, maybe it's too many click boxes and it's too many things and people can
too many clicks to get to where you want to find
like?
it.
And we were just talking about what is our role really in that marketing space, because we don't really touch it other than letting providers know what's
Right.
coming or events or things like that.
Got it.
So that was where we were. It was kind of difficult
Yeah.
for us to really think
Well,
about
that's, I agree, that's a technical piece, but you tell the story of your organization every day. So you are
Yeah.
involved in communication, all of you, every day. So I like the technical aspect of it too, but maybe something around how to talk about organizations and how to talk about the work that you do could be part of what we offer as
And
well.
I will say that is a point, because I think sometimes when we get out there,
Mhm.
we can ramble about
You
what
wanna
we
do all the
We
things.
want to tell you everything, but learning the key points
Yep.
that are capture exactly what we do. And I
Yeah.
think that's important to really understand what are the key focus areas that we do,
Yeah.
that we can draw you in to show,
I
yeah,
love
this
it.
is what we do, without telling you all of what, you know what I mean?
Yep. So we can do
Getting
some
the laundry
messaging
list.
training. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, to piggyback off that, thank you for that feedback. There is a service model interest form on your table. So if you may not be the communications person, the data person, or anyone at your organization, but you know that there is someone on your team who would benefit from chatting with us or has some insight or some intel about the work that they want to do, please fill this out, leave it on the table, or drop it off when you all leave at the table. And then we will actually be communicating with you all via email a lot this year. So just be expecting more communications from us, and be sure to add the info@stlci.net email address to your contact list so it doesn't go to spam, because that'll be our main way of communicating with you. So again, thank you for your time. Really excited. I'm excited to be a part of the team, and I'm excited to be a part of the network and to get to know all of you, and just be looking for some communication from us moving forward. Ailey?
I know it's early. I know we've been here for a minute, but we're gonna have to clap it up a lot more. We're gonna have to get a lot more excited. Let's give it a round of applause. There we go. There we go. So there it is. The Network 2023. I know I speak for all of us when I say we cannot wait to get going. Thank you to the data and engagement teams for sharing with us today. But before we dismiss, I'd like to give a few announcements. So the first announcement is the Core Collective at St. Vincent is hosting a 3-on-3 basketball tournament on Saturday, March 18th. There's no cost to play, but you do need to sign up. Chris, what's the date that they need to sign up by? I think it's February 24th, if I'm correct. And so you can look at more information on the corecollectivestl.org. If I get more than one or two members that are willing to play basketball, I might just hop in there. So yeah, if you let me know if you're really gonna play, and I might hop in there with you. The Legacy Center is hosting one of our new funded members will be hosting a virtual historically Black college tour on February 23rd. For more information, please contact the Legacy Center. Their information is on the screen, but I will be happy to read it very slowly so you all can get it. Also, there are representatives here from the Legacy Center. If you can wave at us right over here, Dr. Grace and Dr. Harris. So if you have questions about the virtual tour, you can be sure to ask them. The email is contact@legacycenterstl.org, or you can give them a call at 314-257-9980. The Noble Neighbor is hosting Kids Literature Trivia event on February 26th. We have someone here representing the Noble Neighbor, so if you want to know more information, or if you're on Zoom and would like to look it up, you can go to the Noble Neighbor's website, which is thenobleneighbor.org. Also, today with us at the meeting, we have two representatives from the St. Louis County Public Health Department community health workers. We have Nia, who's over here, along with Miss Melissa, and we also have Felicia. So if you guys could just wave at us, please, so we know where you are. Please be sure before you leave to visit with them on resources and what they're doing in the area. Next, we have a really cool announcement that is coming from our network members at Raising St. Louis. They have community hubs throughout the area. These community hubs are meant to provide direct services in communities as an extension of the hospital. Community hubs are multi-purposed. On the screen, you will see community hubs located in the area For more information, you can reach out to our member, Andrea Hoppert. She's in the room if you're here physically. If you're on Zoom, her email is on the screen. If you could rate, hey, she's waving at us. So if you would like to talk to her. The 3 hubs, one is located at Christian Hub, which is at the medical building. There's a new Northside Hub, which is on Goodfellow Boulevard, and then the Delmar Divine Hub. So be sure to check in with our members on their work there. And I think that's about it. Are there any other announcements from partners that are in the room that have events that I did not mention coming up in February? Yes. Sorry about that. Is there a microphone?
I can speak loudly.
Okay.
You want to hear me? Beyond Housing is hosting the Big Game Day this Sunday, February 12th at the 24-1 Cinemas. Begins at 4 p.m. through 10 p.m. Come and join the Super Bowl game. Any Kansas City Chiefs fans and anyone else that wants to show up. We're going to have a great time.
Okay.
You can go online and register via beyondhousing.org.
Okay. All right. And that's Beyond Housing is having a game day event. So please go to their website to check it out and go Chiefs. That's just a plug, shameless plug. Any other? Oh, we have another announcement over here from Delta Gamma.
Hi, this is more ongoing. Now that we're past COVID, I offered before COVID any child that would like to get their vision screened, they can come to our center once a month, and it's going to be the 3rd Tuesday of every month from 10 to 12, and the parents can just call or text me. And so I can give you this, maybe it can go on the website.
Sure.
That information. We generally go into any daycare that serves low-income families, but the children that come to our center, they don't have to be low income. It's anybody 6 months to 6, basically. Okay.
Yeah, we'll definitely get that out. So members that are in the room, be sure to check in with Noreen before you leave, and we'll get that on the website and on social medias. There's another announcement.
Hi, the National Council of Jewish Women, NCJW-STL, has our trivia night, Saturday, February the 18th. We would love for you all to come and join us. There's tables of 8 and 10, and you can come as an individual or, bring a slew of people. If you need information, let me know. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Oh, trivia. I'm excited. Okay. Any other announcements from members in the room? Are there any in the chat that came up? Okay. All right. Well, thank you all for attending today. Please feel free to stay and then, there's one. I'm sorry. Oh, could you take that mic to her real quick? Thank you. I'm so sorry. Thank you, Alice. I'm so sorry.
Is it on already? Okay. There is a black tie gala and auction for Williams Academy, and it is on Thursday, March 30th from 6:30 to 9. I have the flyer so I can forward it on daily.
Okay.
You can kind of get it out to everybody.
Okay. It's a busy month for network members. I'm excited. Please feel free to stay if you would like to visit for a few minutes after. We have plenty of coffee and pastries. We want to hear from you, so reach out anytime. We look forward to seeing you again soon. Until then, remember, the network is here to serve you, so don't hesitate to holler at us. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you soon.